Hello there, and welcome. This is a game. Welcome to the Beginner's Guide. This is a game that was made by the creators of the Stanley Parable, which was a great game. I love that game. It was a pretty awesome narrative game that had a great story to it, and it was nice. And it was kind of short, but it was short, sweet, and to the point, and that was what made it so cool. And this game is going to be relatively similar, I hear, or I read, and it is very interesting, but it involves a lot of dialogue, so I'm not going to be talking that much through it. I'm just going to have a lot of reactions. And yeah, I'll make sure that the audio is on. That's definite. And we'll just see how it goes, you know? We'll just flow through it. Controls. That's nice. My mouse is still on the screen. Is it supposed to be there? Should I... Oh, it's gone. Okay.
Hi there.
I'm still hearing
Thank
stuff.
you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide.
Hello.
My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story,
Props.
today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda.
Okay.
Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made.
Oh.
It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way.
Counter-Strike.
And mostly it's just
I haven't played.
Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
That's not normal.
But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator.
Okay.
It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games.
Skylight.
I mean,
Nice.
not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves.
No
I want to get to know who this human being
jump
really
in this one,
is.
In the Stanley Parable, you couldn't jump.
And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made. Until suddenly one day, he just stopped.
Thought I discovered something cool.
In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda.
Okay, let's do this then.
So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
I don't know what the audio is cutting out there. Sorry about that. I'm trying to... Well, what's going... Well, that was weird. My audio got all funky then. I don't know if same thing happened to you, but... How'd you get these games? I got a gun. Sweet.
This
Love
game
it.
is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Is there ammo? I hope there's not, because I'm gonna waste it. I might be wasting. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. I don't see any ammo meter, so I'm gonna trust that I... What is this? Floating debris? Coda! Oh, you gotta give him props anyway. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put that email down in the description that he mentioned. Give Coda some support because I really okay. I really did enjoy the
It
Stanley
looks like this game was abandoned
definitely.
mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is.
Oh, that's when I run out of bullets?
I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Okay, but there's no story either, so what's the importance of this? Is there a story? Okay, so I guess I haven't explored all of it yet. That's cool. That is a nice backdrop.
You can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Oh, yeah. You can see the bottom of the world. That's funny. Wow. Alright. I mean, you can't even see the corners here, so I mean, you could have at least put another one of these at the bottom. Why not? Holes. Mysterious holes? Maybe it's a logo. Mysterious button. I wish there was a mysterious button. There's nothing going on here, and I ran out of ammo already. Like, right after he said it, I shot it a couple more times to see if I'd run out of ammo, and I did.
The station has a labyrinth on it. Sure,
Oh, cool.
I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, alright, thanks. Okay, cool.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Whisper machine? It sounds pretty ambiguous. I mean,
in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
What? Do what? Do what now? Like, jump into the beam? I assume that means death. But who was that voice? I don't get this. I guess my only choice is to jump in the beam, so I'm jumping in the beam. Cowabunga! And death. Wow, we don't even have a red screen or anything. I just kind of go sideways.
What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
What? Okay. I guess I just gotta try it again. Did you fix it? Because that's the death. You gave it a death sequence? You mean you modified the game and gave it a death sequence? So what happened when you did it? It's just this. Like that floaty from Portal. Whoa! Oh! Oh, I'm in space! My eyes! They're bulging! Ah! No breathing! Suffocation!
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Alright, props. Props to that one. I mean, could have had a better story. I don't know anything about that last story. Didn't explain virtually anything, but I mean, I don't think it was supposed to, so the past was behind her. I can't move is the thing. I can just jump. I'm just jumping. Just jumping. Oh, do I have to type that?
Yep.
Oh, it's...
In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Oh, you can only walk backwards. Oh, I've heard this audio before. In this game, you can only walk backwards. This was in an early version of the Stanley Parable. I've heard this audio from a rip of the audio that was in the Stanley Parable?
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Wow, that is cool. When she steps and looks, it becomes clearer. Wow, this actually is pretty cool. I like the little piece of audio, too, that goes along with it. The backed up music. Backwards music. But yeah, that whole game where you can only walk backwards, I think this was in an early version of the Stanley Parable, because I heard it from a rip of the audio that was all the narrator's music, or the narrator's audio from the Stanley Parable, and in one of it, there's just that exact thing. He says, in this game, you can only walk backwards. And I thought there's nothing else after it either. You can only walk backwards, and you walk back and forth through it 5 and 6 times or whatever, and that was just it. That was the end. It was one of the endings. I guess they took it out or something, but it remained in the audio file for the narrator, I guess. And I'm pretty sure the YouTube video is still on. I'm sure the video is still on YouTube. So I mean, look it up. It's all the narrator's audio. It'll be in there. I don't know what time it is. I'll probably put it in the description, but. What if the future? But if the future is always behind her, oh, okay, it's not over yet. So let's keep walking backwards. How will she find the strength? I didn't see that before. What happened? Huh? Okay. God. Okay. To confront it. Oh, okay. All right.
It's a short little thought.
Oh,
it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Okay, I didn't understand any of that. My audio is cutting out every time I go to a loading screen. I hope that's not the case for... Crap. Okay, well, I gotta just keep playing. I better not get jump scared or I'm gonna be so pissed. Nope.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Really? Okay, I can't understand anything he says when it goes to the loading screen.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one
is.
at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Oh, you can't go off the edge. Okay. Yeah, for some reason that audio is cutting out every time it goes into a loading screen or black. It just cuts out pieces of his audio. I don't know if that's a bug in the game or what. But,
I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, I mean, you don't apologize. I just kind of wanted to look around. I didn't even really expect anything over there. I was just walking over there for some reason. Just what I was doing.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
I almost just want to do it the way he intended. I just don't know how long this is going to take me. Maybe I can do a fast forwardy kind of a thing. Nah. Oh man, I'm a dick. Where's... game filled with chairs, except one chair is floating. A stranger appears.
Warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games. Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
You play a loud bodiless sound walking around confusing people? Oh man, I didn't get to finish those. Damn it. Well, that was a pretty cool game. I almost wanted to play it as intended, but yeah, it probably wouldn't have been worth it in the end. I might have been a little bit angry. Or just disappointed in general. Definitely would have been disappointed. I like how there's no sprint either. But I mean, there's no sprint bar, so I guess it makes... Okay, I heard a thing. Oh, I just pressed the fucking shift too many times. Whoops! Sticky keys! Nope! Sorry! Whoopsies. I was fucking mashing shift. Walking. I'm assuming I can't jump back up here. Yeah.
It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
That's not a puzzle. It's a door with a lever. That's smoke. Another door right here. Click on it. Nothing. Can I go through it? No, I can't. What if I go this way? Oh. I don't know what that was. That's true. Whenever I go into black screen, everything cuts out. Not even when it's a loading screen. Just black screen. What the hell is that shit about? I think it's a bug. I think I found a bug. Honestly. Is this really a puzzle or what? Alright, so I know what you have to do. Nice.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Oh, really? What? I assume it's gonna get really, really fucking annoying. That wood's nice. Nice, mahogany there. Knock on wood. Nice kind of, audio background, too. I don't know where he gets all these little pieces of music and stuff, but they're nice. They're kind of relaxing.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
What? Why would you do that? I mean, what's the significance there? Whoa.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Oh, man. Okay, that was kind of cool, but there's those... Did those even have anything in them? Was it a random numbers, or did those just not ever... I'm now exiting. Right, this was a thing before, but...
This, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Okay, so, yeah. As soon as he starts talking, I gotta stand in one spot, because otherwise it'll go into black screen, and I think it's a bug. Yeah, whenever you go into black screen, the audio just kind of cuts out, in and out. So, Sorry about that, but yeah, there's no way to fix it. Seems like they already had to practice the game once due to a few strange bugs. So these games don't seem to be very stable. Nice little piece of doesn't even look like a house. It looks like a
Let's talk about video
like a
game development
shack.
for a
No.
second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development. To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Yeah. So
The tools available
in
to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Right, and linear boxy items too. That toilet is not round. Looks like, much like say Minecraft, you can't really make anything round. Well, basically with any video game, you can't really make anything round. Not till recently anyway. Especially with this engine, it seems like even these tables, they're hexagonal. And this is an interesting engine. I don't know how old it is, but it does seem to, yeah, he makes all these games with the same engine, and there's nothing over here. That's nice. I mean, happens. I don't really. Oh, cool. I don't know how many games there are, but they're all pretty interesting. I didn't expect them all to be so short, but they still all have a point, it seems, and that's nice. And yeah, like you mentioned before, how they all seem to be connected. That's pretty interesting. Oh! Wow. Okay, that scared the shit out of me. I almost just crapped myself. Yeah. Jesus, man. Jeez. Okay. Where's the next? Is there fall damage? Am I gonna die if I fall, or because that kind of scared the? I genuinely got scared there. Oh, look, there's something. There's something. Oh! 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 Oh man. Oh jeez. Ah! Oh man. Oh jeez. Ah, I don't like heights. Okay. All right. Okay. Just ah! Woo! Okay, this is a thing. This is a thing. Ah! Man. I'm walking too fast. There's no sprint, but you sure do walk pretty fast. I keep feeling like I'm gonna fling myself off the edge. Just start over. There's a thing down there. Ah! Ah! That's kind of far away. Scared the crap out of me. Wow. Oh, man. Anxious. Platforms. Ah! Woo! Oh, okay. I kind of expected to die there. I thought I was going to I was trying to go. I thought I was going too far there, over my limits. Woo! Where do I go now? Okay, do it down here. Is there even fall damage? Could I have just gone from the top down to the bottom if I aimed properly? Yeah, no fall damage. That's cool. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and plop down on here. There's a thing down here too. Oh, so there's stuff down here. This staircase doesn't seem to go. I mean, okay. Let's go from the beginning. First step, second step, keep on going. More ambient music. So that's, I don't know what that thing is there. Is that supposed to be a light? Doesn't seem to do much. Just a little rectangular thing sitting there. And a barrier. Okay, it's a gate. It reminds me of Valve's engine, which is very similar. It might be the same one. I don't know for sure. Oh. Okay. Can I? Oh, nope. Closed. Okay. Alright. So, oh, that's an elevator. I didn't see that coming. expect to go up here. What's going on? What's the deal? What's the jig? The jig's up. Okay, I can't go in this direction. It's just not letting me. So I'm just going here.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I
this
honestly don't mind.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
No? Wait, boxes that you walk around in, but that's not a playable game. That wouldn't be a playable game. Is there like just a button you press and then it says you win? What do you mean by boxes that you walk around in? I assume when you said playable game, you mean a game that someone can beat and get through. See, a lot of this is kind of gonna be probably a little bit over my head, but I mean, I understand all these games are all pretty unique in themselves, but doesn't make a. I've never created a game myself, really.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Okay. Slow closing door. Slow moving.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. No rush, man. Apparently there are a lot of these. And they're all really interesting. So I get what they were trying to come up with is a game important if you can't? Does it matter if you can't beat it? Sure it does. I mean, well, okay.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Okay, 2. Yes, there was this enormous prison I spent hours in. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. You have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches. I don't see why I shouldn't tell them. Yes, I did. They don't even have heads. Okay, so I can't tell them. I guess I'll pick 3, because I mean, I'd tell them if I could, but it's not letting me. Okay. There must be an ending. Yeah, exactly. What you want is an ending. A game to be beatable. Sure, a game can be important if it's not beatable. That is the point of some games, right? Like how in movies a bad guy wins sometimes. It happens. Whoa, okay. What? I have no idea what I'm doing. Black space between the doors? Me either. Yeah, I don't recall a space. You're crazy. Will I? Probably. Okay. Alright then. I guess I'll do it. Why are you sitting in a weird way now? You're crossing your arms and you're sitting in a... How come you guys got no skins? I can't get up here. These books have no print on them. Oh yeah, they do. Scribbles, I tell you. Scribbles!
so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Long descent, yes. Okay. So this is the last part? That wasn't even a puzzle, was it? I mean, all I had to do was talk. I'm sure any of those replies would have been just fine for... I feel like I've seen this before. Don't know
It's
where,
a
though.
lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why,
Yeah?
but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay. Alright. So yeah, the games become more put together as time goes on. That makes sense. We're just getting to the good stuff now. Oh, not even probably. Well, yeah. I mean, he said that it would. Yeah, I don't like that bug where the black screens all have cutting out, the audio cutting out. I don't know what that's about. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Okay. It's a note. Nice room knot. Alright. Real original. Not.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level,
holy shit.
And it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
Okay.
Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness.
Yeah.
I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Balls. Wood and grass and concrete here, what the fuck?
But it's ironic, isn't it?
Well, that seems interesting.
In playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much.
Okay.
Is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
All right. You keep that stuff to yourself. Not you, narrator. This thought bubble here. I mean, I enjoy it. It's not bad. Wrote much wrong. Well, you much right, friend. Yeah, this is kind of like this reminds me of the Talos Principle a little bit. I don't know if this guy had anything to do with that game, but yeah, I can type here. Yeah, I mean, I assume that when you probably you couldn't leave notes yourself. That made a lot of sense to me. But yeah, in the Talos Principle it was the same thing. I mean, in it you can find notes supposedly left by other versions of your own self that were supposedly other people playing the game, and eventually you just tie in and learn that it was basically all different versions of you. But you could also leave different notes yourself, so it made you almost feel like you were in a universe with other people. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Why? I don't know why. I almost want to read all of them, but I don't think I have time for that. What? How long can you make these things? That was long. Geronimo. Oh, I can't do that. So where's the end though? Like, is there a way to get through it? Oh, there's a door up there, isn't there? Oh well. Oh, okay. I guess I have to go in that tunnel down there. Okay, so I came back here for no reason. I want to read that last stoppable right there, just for the hell of it. Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. Haha, nice. Worth it. Can I even get down there yet doing this? Yes, I can. I guess I might as well read these too. What the shit? I don't know, it's computer generated? I mean, okay. Too many R's. Sailors? There's no water. Alright. Okay. They all just, yeah, they just butt-ass butt. You mean assassin? Okay, then go. Recognized. Yeah, you and me both, friend. Okay. Alright. One of which I'm listening to. Free t-shirt. There's no, what? Door, why are you so creepy? Open sesame. Nope, nothing. Okay. I'm getting tired of reading all these. Well, that's funny because he is the person that made this. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, a person can put hours and hours and hours into this game. I don't know why I'm reading all these. Oh, this makes me really anxious. Ugh. Oh, wait, what? Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna start going through because this is starting to get to me. Alright, yeah. Yep, okay, sorry. Nope. Alright, sorry. Sorry, if you want to read these, play the game yourself. Ah. Oh, man. Yeah, but every word in the English language in these fucking bubbles. Nice painting. I'm gonna have to cut a bunch of this out because I just gotta read it. I don't know. I'm compelled. Like that bubble said a little while ago. Okay. I mean, I assume there's an end somewhere. Just you walk out and there's another end. Okay. What if it's just two people? No, it's just one person. Duh. Oh, man.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again.
Okay.
And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle
again.
means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
That was funny.
And because there's this dark area,
Oh my god, I've been here for an hour. How the fuck do you suck?
a space
What the fuck do I
between
do?
spaces. Before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
You heard him. Go on back. Nothing to see here. See ya. Those whispers are a little unnerving. I didn't really notice them until now. You don't. That's a good one. Yeah, they leave notes. Yeah, you don't. Furious typing. No words being written. Oh, black screen. Ah. Alright. That was that. I don't know what that ending was, but didn't read all those bubbles. There was a lot of those, man. There had to have been at least 200 or 300 different bubbles.
Okay, this one is tough.
Porn stars died too.
It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
I never thought that they didn't. Who thinks that porn stars are immortal? Is that like a thing? I never heard of that being a thing. Did they make some kind of deal? More background music. This stuff's kind of intense, though. What's that about? It's a well. I'm sure that well can't go anywhere. We're obviously in the sky. There's part of the terrain over there that I can see. Wonder what this game's about. Here we go. On to the next one. This painting's probably important. Don't know for sure. Or it's just, you know, the same painting. There's no other paintings. I don't know. Oh, look, I'm in the well.
See, like,
how
this
about
is it,
that?
the whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of the hallway.
Well.
Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Yeah, that audio thing is pissing me off. A giant hole in the ground. Let's try it. Oh. What? 10 stoves. What? Really? I mean, the light's coming in pretty good. I mean, I like the outside light. Outside light's nice. Natural light. I'm thinking 10 by 12. Soft LED lights with fluorescent. Oh. Yeah, I know those would be a little too headachy, huh? Need a table. Yeah, I mean, number 2. Tables invented in 1935. That's, I mean, it can't be true. Oh, whoa. Interesting. Whoa. Whoa.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything.
Whoa.
It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Weird for weirdness' sake. I like the way you put that. Oh,
so okay, he throws it out and starts over.
Oh, really?
This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Come on. Sorry, folks. You got it, boss. In a real prison? What? What? I don't get it. Where do I go now? The escape will now open. What does that mean? return to the start. How the fuck do I do that? I'm gonna die. Oh. Return? Okay. So there we are. A return button. How nice. I mean, it wasn't even on my keyboard. Oh, here we are. Okay.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Right.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Yeah, I love that audio cutting out. Real great. Yeah. Didn't fucking catch any of that. Probably not even going to be able to upload this. That's ominous. Can I commit suicide? Can't go any further, damn it. Okay. Into the box we go. Alright. Picking up the phone. Hello. It's me? Yeah, it's me, man. You've managed to escape the prison. I'm you! What? Well, yeah, because I'm you, so...
It's a
I was in
conversation.
the reverse person.
And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Huh. This is kind of, 3? I don't know. I just, third party here. Same person. Just different place. It can get worse. Sir, just cheer up. I don't know. Not that I know of. I think I'm the first person to call back. Listen to the narrator. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. I have no idea. Yeah. I mean, fucking, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. Yeah, I only got one answer here. I mean, fuck this multiple choice shit. I don't know.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yep, didn't catch any of that either. Great. Cool. Yeah.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Okay, I caught a little bit of that, talking to someone other than himself.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Huh. That's interesting. Those are all really detailed. Oh, music. That's music. Not bad. Okay, it's getting louder. Oh. Glad as all heck. Okay. My goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. No. Then I might be having to clean this entire house up by myself
You'll
and
notice
right.
that the quality of the art is a
And
step
right.
up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
2 months? Like every single day? Clean, just clean. There's no chat. I don't know, man. I don't know, just been pretty confused the entire time, really. That's all I can say. Okay. Click. Clear table. Done. I'm magic. Okay. I saw that bit earlier. It looked pretty ruffled. That was pretty interesting. Made-ish. Straighten that rug. Straighten that rug. I don't know. Question? Question mark. Looking at you. What? Oh, sure! Click. There you go. My magic powers. What mob? I don't see one. Clean this spill? What'd you spill? Orc blood? Ink? Then why'd you put it in a glass? Cheesy. Yeah. I don't know what you mean by cheesy, but it can explode into a vat of cheese? No? What? What? No! 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 I must know! Fine. Tell me. Really? You're just gonna have me doing chores? It's your job! You're the cleaner here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's your job, though, is the thing. I mean, why am I doing it? What am I, your assistant? I'm not your assistant. I cleaned it. There, stop asking me to do stuff. Really? I'm doing your stuff. Pretty sure this is your job, though. Why am I doing your job? Click. Goddamn. There's like one room in this house. I just did this.
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Okay, but am I just doing this all in a loop? Why did I just do the dishes twice? No, they don't, apparently. Well, I guess I can't deny that.
I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was, like, grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Yeah, but I did this already. It's just making me do these on a loop is the thing. I don't like this. I mean, I understand that this what he said this game is supposed to be about, but it's just clicking on stuff. Shouldn't the game be about more than that? Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Bit of truth in it. I mean, okay. Sure. Oh, I'm on the table. I'm on the table! Woohoo! Hee-hee! Right. Oh, come on, I already cleaned the books. Who's dirtying these? It's not me. It's not you.
I'm glad he made this.
So I'm guessing it just
Glad
doesn't
he
end.
found some peace.
Okay.
But, of course, it can't
Oh.
last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is
Okay.
now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Indeed, but this glass is gone. What's that about? Just kind of disappeared there. Okay, what exactly was the significance of that game? The whole clearing out and moving on, but it doesn't. I know it symbolizes something, but it's just so simple that it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. Couldn't it have been more complicated? I guess the point was trying to talk to someone, yeah. Oh yeah,
Which
so
is the
there's
whole
the
point
lamppost
of the
again.
puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Right. Okay. Okay, yeah, I do get the point of the game. Sort of. I'm in a little trouble.
This one gets a bit goofy.
What? Alright, so no controls except for the look around. Alright. Oh, I'm switching seats. Alright. Okay. Alright. Perfection. Interesting. Effortlessly. Oh, come on. Don't lie to me. Why do I keep switching seats? Easy.
About halfway
is
through the
easy.
game,
It's so easy.
the
It is so
perspective
easy.
shifts.
Whoa. What the hell? What?
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
All around the classroom? Yeah, oh, nope. Okay. Just this part. Bigoted and afraid. Interesting. The perfect you, and then still being... Alright, well, do I just press 1? Because there's no other... How do I achieve it with no effort? Well, let me tell you right now, it isn't effortless, then it's not the... If it isn't effortless, then it's not the right answer. If you are torturing yourself, trying to find the right solutions for your life, you are not doing it right. Now listen to my preach. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? There is no truth. There is no path. Do what is easiest. Do what is simplest. Feel what is true. Now it's starting to sound like nonsense. Nothing. No what? Yeah, that sounds like nonsense. Don't know. Maybe I'm just not so
pretty hard
deep.
for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
Oh, so they definitely perceive these way better than I do, because for me, I don't know why, but I just see them as pointless games. I have to have this narration, otherwise I have no idea. But then again, you kind of have to. Anyone playing these games, just going through it with no story along with it, wouldn't get it, would just be frustrated.
This one took a lot
With the
longer
narration
than all
along
the
with the
others
story.
for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Huh. Stage. Oh, cool. Nice. Large stage, man. No seats. Oh. Oh, no. What's going on? Playing as me? Me or you me? We're gathering at professionals. First you start out leaning against this wall. I don't know how to lean. How do I lean in game universe? Good, stay right there. Oh. Hey, wait, hang on, what? Oh, here we go. No face. What's with the box heads, though? Gain something to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. Oh, okay. One chance to learn something from her? Hello, that's it? That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her, to be a human being. Well, I mean, hello is still a do it again. I'm not allowed to say hello? What's wrong with hello? I don't see the problem with hello. Okay, fine. All these are stupid! Come on, really? Okay, fine, 3. Here are all my hopes and dreams. There you go, they're right here. No, that's not what I said to her at all. Wait, what? You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was in just that one moment. I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that will bounce these cones that bounce when you touch them will present the people nearby. Bounce? What do you mean bounce? Now talk to her again. What do? They bounce me. Oh, they just bounce me. Okay. Gaboo. Oh, crap. Gaboo. How long is this going on? Oh, crap. It's an hour. Wait. How long has this one been going? It doesn't say. Can't see it in the thing, so that's fine, I guess. I think it says, whatever. Yeah, so I'm being bunced here. Now talk to her again. I bet you've learned to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you had to make? Fine, 3. What are some sacrifices you had to make? Huh? You're messing it all up again? What do you want from me? You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Oh, come on, really? Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I don't see the problem with what I've been saying. I'm getting bunced here. What does this even mean? Stepping back from the stage. You mean off the stage? Or, oh, there go the cones. Whoa. What? Okay, well, there's the lamppost. Does that mean it's the end? What's going on? I'm not actually supposed to walk all the way back here, am I? What? Ah! What is it, a cage? Man, that's a giant-ass corridor. Do I really have to walk all the way down? Really?
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looks to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
Those are the choices that you make. I guess these gates are like the choices he's making as he goes along. Can't go back now.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
5 how many's? See, I can't... Oh, fuck. This is probably the reason I just spent all this time with this Let's Play and I can't even upload it because of this fucking audio getting cut out. Keep my eyes closed? Alright, so I guess I'm keeping my eyes closed. Alright. I can see the light, but nothing else. My eyes are still closed, so I don't know what's going on here. Is there going to be audio or something? Because there's nothing. I really don't want to look here, but... See, my eyes are closed, and I got nothing here. I don't get this. Am I supposed to... Okay, I'll give it a peek. Just one little peek. Oh, I looked at my... Okay, well, there's number... What happened? Okay, now I'm looking.
You should probably open
your
eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve
okay.
otherwise.
Right.
And there is a solution, by the way.
Alright. Help him blind. There we go. Yeah, it took me a little while to open my eyes. I thought they were serious. And oh, what the hell is that heading towards us? There's something coming towards us. Forever. It's a door. Are we gonna go through or are we gonna die? Ah! What happened? Oh, do I have to do it again? See, I can't see anything. That's not how that happened again. It's still coming towards us. I can't see anything. It says whisper. Oh, interesting. Someone talked to one. Come on, do it. Let's do some stuff. Giant door. Vision went black. Ah! More stuff to say. It's coming towards us. Come on. God, what's going on? No! Damn it. What is this? Why? Why? I can't do things. I don't get this. Come on. What's going on? I don't get it. Door flying towards us. Being scared. Wait, there's a lamppost. I don't see things. No! Ah! What? What happens? What do I do? 3. Okay, I guess I just gotta try different responses and see what happens. Damn it, Coda. Don't let this be forever. It just keeps repeating. Why? I can't do. I don't know how to do.
Alright, let me explain how you're supposed to do this. On either side of the room are elevators, which go up to an upper level. You have to go up, walk over to the person who's standing there, and then select dialogue option number 2.
Can't keep making these. I was actually doing that while he was saying it, which is actually pretty funny. I can't keep making these.
Like I said,
is that Coda talking about himself?
First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So, where's that coming from? But then, even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
Huh. He's speaking directly into the game now. I don't feel it. How to say the thing? Thought it was gonna be easy. What? Why are you encouraging me? I have to work harder? Do I? I mean, we're gonna be okay. We're going to be okay. It's like
his games are going to
trying to
get more
reassure
desperate
himself?
from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Okay, so 6 months before he does something else, apparently. And now it just gets desperate. Well, that is really annoying me, how the fucking audio is cutting out every time I go into black screen. I'm probably not going to be able to upload this after wasting all this time. I don't know. But I'm going to keep going. I'll finish this. Hello. Oh, I forgot. I shouldn't say hello. Is anyone there? 3 stones. Can I fall off? No. Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. Well, I mean, there's one little piece of land that I can see. When I try to create, I feel empty. Oh no. What's happened? Did something change? It was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. I'm trying to find this engine. A machine? Maybe like a person? Looking for a machine? Like I know where it is. It isn't far. I need to see it to know why it stopped. If I do, good things happen.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Perfect. Deal? Pretty sure I pressed 3, but okay.
Because from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
I recognize this. This same little puzzle. Oh, wonderful. Can you tell me how to do it? Well, you just have to open the door. And then you gotta close the first door. And then you gotta flip the switch in the first door on the other side, and the second door opens. What's next? I'll press the switch here. And you got the thing. That was so simple.
You can't
believe
talk
I never saw
yourself
that before.
out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Think I know how it feels? Sometimes there's no machine here. Trust me, you'll see. You'll have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that the game development is simple and joyous and that you have loved it 100% of the time. Alright, making games is effortless. I recognize this and it stopped. It feels wonderful? Why did the walls just crumble? I feel empty. You're saying that creation is easy. I'm constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. Everything's breaking up.
Seeing this game at the time that he
going.
made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
But they can still tell a story. Clearly. With this game. Such a simple solution. Perfect.
This is
Fantastic.
someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
None of this is helping. Trust me. I promise this will work. Please continue. Pain breezes effortlessly off me. This is the key.
I don't know. This is
Last
what I
thing
felt
did
at the time.
before coming here.
I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
I'll be saved by my work. Incredible. Back to the lamppost. Can I walk through?
But it didn't stop. After finishing this
Black
one,
screen again.
Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
7 months for a new game. Sorry if that's hard to understand. Can't really fix it though. So this guy was going through this whole time, not putting any more effort into his work. He was expressing his entire life with his video games. And stopped creating them. Sheerly, not sheerly, I don't think that's a word. He stopped creating them specifically because he just felt empty when he worked on them. At least that's one of the answers. He was probably all the answers were the same, and he felt that way about every single one. Machine? It's waiting for you now? You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be quick, I guess. I feel not good about this already. Just to be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda. The machine is Coda. Poisonous games. What? Dakota machine?
And of course, it's the machine.
What's that noise? Something happened. You stopped. What's keeping us alive? Question mark. It was only because of your creations any of us could make it through every day. I don't know why all these answers seem to indicate something different. You admit to the people that you let them to suffer? Nothing? What is this? Speak to them for you. I don't get it. What? My friends? I have a troubling revelation. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. The machine will not apologize to us. This is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Just show it that we are not failures. I'd rather not destroy the machine. Do I get to decide what happens? I don't get this. Confusion. More and more confusion. Maybe I shouldn't have played this game. I don't know. Oh, gun again. Pew. Pew. Oh, how about that? Pew. Oh, nothing? Okay. Pew. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew, I'm destroying Coda's stuff. I'll make sure you are known forever. I'm just splatting everything with white. Splatty, 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 splatty. Splat, 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 splat. Not the stage, though.
So now
splat,
the work
splat,
is becoming
splat, splat, splat.
self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first
Splat,
played
splat.
this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation.
Is that what you're scared of? Expose the view of others? Couldn't say
So,
anything.
as I'm thinking this, I realized that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
I'm just splatting the entire place with all this stuff. Well, it could. Oh, this is the writer's haven. Well, these blocks of games sure are interesting. They have great concepts. Those ideas, I liked a lot of them when I read over them, but I didn't get to read all of them. Want to do it again? Just oh!
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his game. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Whoa. Whoa. Some of those tubes are in the wall there. Ignore that. It's the machine. Hey, Coda. Put down your weapon. There's the lamppost again. Can't move myself. I think I can only click. Yep. Yeah, it forces you to click on it and shoot him.
This was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. Right. I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
Well, I enjoyed those games as well.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Okay, great. Didn't catch most of that, so I might have to go over it. Try to translate that after listening to it a few times. Sorry about that stuff. But it seems like this guy has what happens to a lot of people that make things, not just games, but possibly even, let's say, LPs like myself, or writers, or directors, or actors, when they don't get recognition that they want, and they have to stop doing what they're doing. A lot of people, that happens to a lot of people, and mostly what you have to do is just to keep going.
This is where I have
all you have to
saying
do is just
meaningful about Coda's work, because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
The Tower? Oh, I guess it's called The Tower. So that's one thing he said before that I didn't catch, of course. So this game is actually longer than I thought it would be, but
this room actually
I gotta
has
do
a
it in
maze
one
in it.
sitting. Oh, it does. Oh, okay.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
But there is a way, though, right? I mean, there's gotta be a way. It doesn't seem that there is a good one, but there's gotta be a way. Oh, fuck. It's like the jump puzzle from... Oh, come on. Yeah, fuck this. Enter. Oh, man. That was already pissing me off. Yeah, again, this guy, Coda, seems to have... This designer seemed to have suffered from what a lot of people suffer from when they create things and it doesn't get a lot of feedback and they just keep doing it and doing it.
It's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
151617. Only got part of it. Oh crap. Damn it! Come on. Alright. Okay. Oh, come on! Damn it. Alright. Fuck that shit up. There. God, I wonder how long it would take you to... I wonder how long it would have taken me to actually get that. I would have definitely given up. I can tell you that right now. I would have given up before I got it. Would have not gotten lucky. Okay, this is another prison, isn't it? It's a tower. But it's a tower this time.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first two challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
Switch on the other side of the door. So what was the point of even...
for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why.
That's probably how Coda feels.
It's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew. It wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them...
None of them? What?
I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
Those 3 dots? That you keep seeing everywhere in every game? Interesting. He wouldn't tell you what they were. Or what the games meant to him? Seems like a pretty mysterious fellow.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
Maybe this game isn't meant to have a deeper meaning. Can't go through those. I mean, especially not past this point. I mean, you couldn't even get past it, so... I really don't think it's about screwing up.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Wait, what? Did he actually put this into the game? Hang on, what? I'm kind of... What? This is... Okay. Um. That's kind of. I don't have. There's no words, man. I don't.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt. It felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable. And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally, for a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Stop adding lampposts to them. Oh, changing my. What? Stop making my games and showing them to people against my wishes. If there was an answer, a meaning, would you make it any happier? Just giving them something that is not yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe. Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them? Didn't he mention that the lampposts were something that Coda would like often to put in the game all the time? It wasn't.
And then you stopped.
Would you simply let them?
And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean? I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
Oh, it's the puzzle one last time. Don't say anything. It's the puzzle one last time. But it's not?
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
And black screen again. Is that the end? Is that the game? Epilogue. Okay. Huh. Words to describe this game. the words mind and blowing come to fruition. And this clock has no hands, indicating that there's no time here.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
More disease. Huh. Interesting. The train station. Oh. Guess this is my stop. I hear things.
Solution.
People and things.
Solution.
Sorry for the lack of me talking during this last little bit of it. It's just going through this. It's hard. You don't play games like this.
If someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
There's nothing to say about this game really right now. It's just not really until the end can I say anything about this game, because it reflects what a lot of people feel in their lives. Basically every single person in whoever's ever lived. Anyone who plays this game will definitely be able to relate to it in some way by this story. Because it's the matter of creation. It's not just creating video games. It's creation itself. And people approving
Even
of your
now,
creations.
the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Black screen again. Well, I'm immersed now. Whoa. That's new. Okay. Man, it just goes on, doesn't it? I honestly am not sure how long I've been playing this for. But I'm gonna get this done.
If I knew that my life depended
this-
on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Ever heard of the word fun? Sometimes you just do things because why not? Doesn't matter how much of yourself you put into it.
What now?
If you enjoy doing it, then what? If you enjoy doing it, then you shouldn't need any validation. Right?
I think I need to go. And
Wait,
I'm
what?
sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
See him in the ground. See him in the ground. See him in the ground. So, what do you mean? You're leaving? What do I do now? I guarantee there's no way I can actually get through any of that stuff without you. This is a very, very strange type of narrative game. I mean, I thought the Stanley Parable was weird, but this game, dude. Holy shit. If you're still with me, too, like, props to you, man, because, I mean, it's a, oh, crap. My bad. Hang on. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, just ignore that. Okay, back in. Black screen. Come on. Here we go. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, and if you made it this far, props to you, too, because I didn't expect this game to be this long, but it's just so interesting. This narrative, it's just crazy. I don't get it. It's not like the Stanley Parable in that you don't... In the Stanley Parable, you at least know what's going on by the time you start the game up a little bit. In this, you just don't know. You don't really fully understand. Even up to... I haven't even gotten to the end, and you don't fully understand. I just don't... no words. There are no words. Patience. Patience, yes. But I don't know if I don't... Well, I might as well just go now. Back in the station. This is where I started, right? Square. Nothing circular. What he said about the engine from before. Skylights. Skylights. Just like from the first map. More skylights. So yeah, I guess the narrator's gone. I just walk. I don't think I have a character avatar either. I have no feet. Oh, what is that? I hear thunder even though I don't see clouds. Oh look, it's the beam again. Cowabunga! What? Oh, yep. Do some floating. Oh. Black screen again. What happened? Oh. Oh, wow. It's a fat labyrinth. Holy Jesus. There is no certainty. You pick a way and you stick with it. Doesn't matter how people judge you. It doesn't matter if you have approval from others. If you do it, you do it. And that's all there is. Wow. Oh. Wow. Credits? 4R. Wow. This project would not have been possible without the following individuals. So credits. Wow, so this game, it's a narrative about wow, so there's not oh my god, there's not much to say about this game. I mean, if you go through it, if you watch, and if you go all the way through it, there's no words, okay? All you can do is watch all the way through or play the game yourself. You can't just talk about this game. You have to play. You have to watch. Wow. So another great game from the makers of the Stanley Parable. I really enjoyed it. I did. It had it had all those little mashes of games, but it also had a story. It had a real story about what everyone in their life go through. Anyone, again, like I said before, anyone who plays this, anyone who will play this game or learn about or go through the story and watch a video like this, a playthrough, they'll be able to relate to it. And it's a common it's a common thing that everyone deals with in their life, where they have to worry about being accepted by other people or about what other people think of you. But if you the way it ended though was kind of what got me. The way that the narrator just kind of leaves. He gets up and leaves like that, where it's not finished. Really, there is no finish. You can keep going as long as you feel you can. I mean, there's no one that'll dictate whether you can do things or you can't do things. You just do them, and you shouldn't focus on other people's approval. Anyway, this was a very, very long game, but it was a great game, and I really enjoyed it. It had a very, very deeper meaning to it, much like the Stanley Parable and games before it, and I think that you should play it. It's definitely playable, and man, this is the end for the Beginner's Guide. And I think that title, actually, now that I think about it, has a lot deeper of a meaning itself. The Beginner's Guide to, well, anything, really. To life, I guess to say. This game will blow your mind is all I can really say about it. And it has an incredible story. And as always, if you like this one, like, comment, and subscribe for more from this channel. And check out my brother's channel and the link in the description. And as always, I'll be continuing with my other Let's Plays in the future. So, bye-bye.